The Stranger Things finale dropped on New Year's Eve. Everyone thought it was over. The Upside Down was sealed. Vecna was dead. The kids graduated high school. Happy endings all around. But thousands of fans refused to accept it. They believed the Duffer Brothers pulled off the ultimate trick. That the finale wasn't real. That Vecna actually won. And that a secret 9th episode was coming to reveal the truth. This viral theory exploded across social media. It crashed Netflix servers. It had millions convinced. And it became known as Conformity Gate. This is everything you need to know. What is Conformity Gate? Conformity Gate is the theory that Stranger Things Season 5, Episode 8 wasn't the real ending. Instead, fans believed the entire finale, especially the 40-minute epilogue, was an illusion created by Vecna. A psychic trap. A false reality designed to pacify the characters and the audience. The theory claimed that a hidden 9th episode would drop on the 7th of January 2026, revealing the truth. That Vecna never actually died. That he completed his mission to merge Dimension X with Earth. That everything we saw was his final victory. Fans called it Conformity Gate because the ending felt too conformist, too neat, too happy. It went against everything Stranger Things stood for. The show was always about breaking cycles, defying expectations, fighting control. But this finale gave every character a tidy, predictable ending. No real stakes, no consequences, just graduation, romance, and Dungeons and Dragons. To believers, that wasn't just bad writing. It was proof that something was off, that the Duffer Brothers were hiding the real conclusion, and millions of fans went looking for evidence. Why fans believed it? The theory didn't come from nowhere. Fans had legitimate reasons to be suspicious. First, the ending felt wrong. Stranger Things built its reputation on trauma, loss, and sacrifice. Characters died. Relationships shattered. The Upside Down left permanent scars. But the finale? Everyone got a happy ending. Lucas and Max together. Dustin thriving in college. Will living in New York with a boyfriend. Jonathan studying photography at NYU. Even Eleven, who sacrificed herself to destroy Vecna, got a peaceful resolution. It felt too safe, too polished, like a dream sequence. Second, Vecna is a master of illusions. His entire power set revolves around trapping people in psychic prisons that feel real. He's done it to Max, Nancy, and countless others. Why wouldn't he do it to everyone? Third, the show has always rewarded careful viewers. Easter eggs, hidden clues, layered storytelling. For 5 seasons, fans were trained to look deeper, to question reality, to expect twists. So, when the finale delivered a straightforward conclusion, they refused to take it at face value. And fourth, Netflix had been teasing a big announcement for January 7. The timing seemed perfect for a surprise drop. Fans convinced themselves this was it, the real ending, the moment the illusion would shatter. The evidence? Believers didn't just have a hunch. They compiled detailed evidence to support Conformity Gate. And some of it was genuinely compelling. The first major clue was the graduation scene. During the ceremony, all the students sat with their hands folded in a very specific way. Longtime viewers recognized this pose immediately. It's how Henry Creel sat before becoming Vecna. It's also how Billy Hargrove sat when he was under Vecna's control in Season 4. To theorists, this wasn't a coincidence. It was a visual cue, a sign that everyone at that graduation was under Vecna's influence, trapped in his illusion. The second clue came from the Dungeons and Dragons books in the final scene. In the epilogue, the gang gathers to play one last campaign. Behind them, D&D manuals line the shelf. Fans noticed that if you read the spines horizontally, the partial lettering spells out X a lie. Some interpreted this as Dimension X is a lie. Others read it as X, a lie, meaning the entire epilogue was false. Either way, believers saw it as a deliberate message from the Duffer Brothers, a breadcrumb trail to the truth. The third clue involved prop inconsistencies. Viewers flagged a handle or switch that appeared to change color between shots. In one scene, it was black. In another, it was red. Fans argued this was significant because earlier seasons used visual inconsistencies to expose Vecna's fabricated memories. When Max and Holly were trapped in Vecna's mindscape, certain objects were the wrong color. It was how they knew something was off. The handle changing color in the finale? Same principle. A sign that reality was breaking down. The fourth clue was Vecna's grandfather clock. Throughout Season 4 and 5, this clock served as Vecna's calling card. It appeared whenever he targeted someone. It chimed before his victims died. But in the finale, During moments when fans expected to hear it, the clock was silent, completely absent. Theorists argued this silence was meaningful. If the illusion was complete, Vecna wouldn't need the clock anymore. The fifth clue centered on the number 7. Fans obsessed over this. Will Byers went missing for 7 days in Season 1. The die shown at the end of the finale lands on 7. Mr. Clark appears in a TikTok video in front of a clock reading 1-7, and January 7 fell on Orthodox Christmas, fitting Stranger Things' pattern of holiday releases. To believers, this wasn't random, it was a countdown. The sixth clue was a mysterious website, November 6, 1987.com. The 6th of November, 1983, was the date Will disappeared into the Upside Down. Season 5 takes place in 1987, leading up to that anniversary. The website featured a countdown clock that ended at 8:30 p.m. on January 7. Fans convinced themselves this was Netflix's way of teasing the secret episode. The seventh piece of evidence involved character disappearances. In the finale, certain characters like Vicky simply vanished without explanation. Theorists argued that if the epilogue was Vecna's projection, he wouldn't include people he didn't know. Vicky's absence made sense in an illusion. Finally, fans pointed to runtime discrepancies. Early production reports suggested more content than what aired. Some believed 60 to 90 minutes of footage was missing. They thought this missing content was the secret 9th episode. The movement explodes. Conformity Gate didn't stay in niche Reddit threads. It became a full-blown cultural phenomenon. TikTok exploded with breakdown videos. Creators like @Amphibia Account and @67Gate led the charge, compiling evidence into cohesive narratives. Their videos racked up millions of views. X, went wild. The hashtag number ConformityGate trended for days. Fans shared screenshots, theories, and countdowns. Reddit communities dissected every frame of the finale. Users created elaborate timelines, compared scenes across all 5 seasons, built intricate arguments about why the ending couldn't be real. The movement grew so large that it started affecting Netflix itself. On January 7, at 7 p.m. ET, thousands of fans swarmed the streaming platform. They were convinced the secret episode would drop exactly then. Netflix's servers briefly crashed from the traffic. The fandom was in full psychosis mode, desperate for answers, unwilling to accept that Stranger Things was really over. And then Jamie Campbell Bower, the actor who plays Vecna, added fuel to the fire. He appeared on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon on January 6. During the interview, he said, "Tomorrow, it begins." Fans lost their minds. The video was posted at exactly 10:07 p.m. ET. The clip length was 1 minute and 7 seconds. More sevens. More evidence. Bauer was clearly trolling, but believers took it as confirmation. The theory was real. The secret episode was coming. January 7 would change everything. The truth. It didn't. On the morning of January 7, Netflix updated the Stranger Things social media bios. The new message read, "All episodes of Stranger Things are now playing." That was it. No secret episode, no hidden finale, no big twist. Conformity Gate was wrong. The Duffer Brothers addressed the theory directly. When asked if they filmed multiple endings, Matt Duffer responded, "Oh no, I love when I hear people do that, but I'm like, how do you have the time? Oh my God, the energy to write it and then shoot it. Are you crazy? No. No." Charlie Heaton, who plays Jonathan, called the theory kind of insane when asked about it on the red carpet. The finale we got was the finale they intended. The epilogue was real. Vecna died. The Upside Down was sealed. The kids moved on with their lives. That's it. No illusion. No meta twist. No fourth wall breaking genius. Just a straightforward, relatively happy ending. And for millions of fans who invested in Conformity Gate, it was devastating. Why it happened. So why did this theory gain such massive traction? Why did fans so desperately want it to be true? The answer is complicated. First, the finale was genuinely polarizing. Many viewers felt it was too neat, too safe. It left major questions unanswered. Eleven's fate was ambiguous. Character deaths felt cheap. The pacing was rushed. For a show that built its reputation on high stakes and emotional devastation, the ending felt anticlimactic. Fans wanted more. Second, the emotional investment was massive. Stranger Things ran for almost 10 years. An entire generation grew up with these characters. They watched Mike, Dustin, Lucas, and Will go from kids playing D&D to teenagers graduating high school. That's powerful. When the ending didn't deliver the catharsis fans expected, denial set in. Conformity Gate became a coping mechanism, a way to avoid accepting that the show they loved ended with a whimper instead of a bang. Third, we live in the age of Easter egg culture. Marvel trained audiences to expect hidden meanings, post-credit scenes, secret episodes, surprise reveals. Stranger Things itself rewarded careful viewing, so fans applied that same scrutiny to the finale. They found patterns that weren't there, connected dots that didn't exist, built an elaborate theory out of coincidence and wishful thinking. Fourth, social media amplified everything. In the pre-internet era, disappointed fans might have grumbled to friends and moved on. But now, TikTok videos with millions of views, Reddit threads with thousands of comments, Twitter hashtags trending globally. The collective disappointment turned into a movement, and once enough people believed, it gained legitimacy through sheer momentum. The aftermath. Even after Netflix confirmed there was no secret episode, some fans refused to let go. They argued the announcement was part of the misdirection, that the real episode would still come, that the Duffer Brothers were playing 4D chess. But most accepted reality. Conformity Gate was dead. The show was over. And now comes the difficult part. Moving on. For fans who genuinely believed in the theory, the disappointment is real. They invested time, energy, and hope into something that never existed. They hyped themselves up for a twist that would never come. And now they're left with an ending they don't love, and no alternative version to look forward to. But here's the thing about Conformity Gate. Even though it was wrong, it revealed something interesting about modern fandom, about how much people care, about the creativity fans pour into the things they love. The theory itself was impressive, detailed, well-argued. It took collective effort from thousands of people. That's not psychosis, that's passion. The problem wasn't the fans, it was the ending. The Duffer Brothers delivered a finale that failed to satisfy a huge portion of their audience. Whether you think that's fair criticism or not, the reaction was genuine. People wanted Stranger Things to go out with a bang. They wanted stakes, consequences, a conclusion that matched the show's reputation. Instead, they got something safe, predictable, tidy. And when faced with that disappointment, they built their own version of the ending they wanted. That's what Conformity Gate really was. Not a conspiracy theory, not mass delusion, but a fandom refusing to accept that their favorite show ended on a note they didn't love. Conformity Gate convinced millions that Stranger Things wasn't really over, but it was wrong, and that belief became a story of its own. No secret endings, no hidden episodes, just a show that defined a generation. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.